Okay, so I have not done a pour in forever. And I'm going to zoom out here so you can see my table. That would be nice, would it not? And I have been inspired by Sandra Lett, and she has her channel. And so today what I'm using is Artist Loft Flow Acrylic in black. It's in my container here, mixed with Floetrol and water. And I'm going to use Deco Art 24 karat gold, which is so gorgeous. I'm going to use Aztec gold, which is a little warmer. And I'm going to use Pearl White, and these are both Arteza paints. I need about 5 ounces to cover the canvas. I'm going to put a black base coat down and attempt to do a dip with you when you lay the paper towel on and bring it up. We'll see if that works. She said that she does 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part Liquitex, and I'm assuming she means pouring medium, so I'm going to adjust that just a little bit. But her paint looked pretty thick, I just want to say. So I'm going to start. I'm going to mix up about 5 ounces of color. So I need roughly 1.5 ounces in each cup, which is about 1/2 cup worth of paint. So I don't know what her mixture of Floetrol and Liquitex pouring medium was to her paint ratio though. So that's the part I'm not real certain about. Okay, so Aztec gold, again, it's a little bit more coppery, as you can see. There's some deep, and I actually would like it a little deeper than this. So I may squeeze a little bit of the Arteza deep brown, which is still a metallic. I'm going to put a little squirt of that in, and I may adjust that color. And then I'm going to have my pearl white. I'm not going to mix as much of it as I have of the golds. Again, Arteza is usually very thick and rich. Love it. Love it. So I'm going to put me 3 little stir sticks in. Let's mix this one up real quick and see if it's deep enough. I want it to look different from the 24 karat gold. And that does. So I think that's pretty good right there. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and put a little squirt of the Liquitex pouring medium. I'm not going to put a lot. I just don't typically use it. I keep it on hand, but I don't really use it, except for when I want to do cloud pours, which was always inspired by Melly D, the great Melly D. Okay, so I'm going to add mostly Floetrol, and then I may have to add water, of course, but I do want her. When I watched Sandra Lett's video, her paint looked really kind of thick, so I want mine to kind of look that way too. So I'm not so certain that I'll add much water at all, if any. This is the 24 karat gold that is just so beautiful. It's my all-time favorite acrylic gold paint as far as shimmer goes. And the coverage is pretty good. I haven't found another acrylic gold that has quite this much shimmer for an acrylic. There's gold paints that are a gold leaf that has that beautiful sparkle, but acrylics are usually kind of transparent sometimes. So this is by far the best coverage that I've seen. I am not adding anything else to that. going to add a little bit more brown. Maybe a touch of water. I do have a straw in case I want to blow. I have not used this black paint in quite a while. I usually smell the paint, and if it has a funky smell, then you know that it's probably turned bad. So I'm going to put a good coat of black on here. This is a 12-inch canvas. I also have this on a Lowly or Love Life jumbo silicone mat, which is fabulous for drips. It's a jumbo one, and it's just wonderful. I'll put a link for that in the below my video in the Amazon list. Okay, gonna just pop bubbles. So I've only done a few of these kind of dips ever since I've done acrylic pouring in the last few years. I just don't do them that much. So this is, you know, kind of uniquely different for me to attempt. I've not had a whole lot of luck in the past, so we'll see if this works anything as well as Sandra's Vader's pours. And then she is in another country. She uses a different brand of metallic. She did use the Arteza Pearl, but other than that, she used different brands. So keep that in mind, you know, when you're doing this and you've got somebody else in a different country, you can sometimes have different results. Again, just trying to level things out a bit and get my low areas. I have, you know, a cat and a dog, and the cat likes to lay in my room here, so I'm always picking fur and things out of my stuff. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with the deeper, and I'm just making a little spout with my The other thing too is that she did it with a napkin, and I forgot to bring a napkin upstairs, and I didn't want to go back down to get one. I'm using a paper towel that is not as big as my canvas, so that may make a difference too. Okay, so here's the 24 karat gold. I'm out of the lines and everything else, and not staining the lines very well, but that's okay. And now the pearl white. She used a stick to do the pearl white, and I'm just going to pour it. So this may have a totally different look than what hers was. It may not do anything like hers did either. We shall see. Okay, so what I've seen lately is this is dry, laying it down in half of the paint and then folding it over to make it just a little bit easier on you. So she lightly tapped it down, and then she spritzed it with her water which I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but I'm just doing it like the way she did it. And I do want to zoom out. I'm going to let this sit for a minute. I'm just going to lightly press. I'm not pressing real hard. Okay, I want to zoom out to show you the name of the mat. It's Love Life, or as some people pronounce it, Loli Vafe. So go figure, okay? Now we'll zoom back in, and here we go. Oop, my corner fell in. I'm off center a bit there. You know, I don't have to have it centered, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, I am going to add a little black here because I can see down to the canvas. I want to kind of make sure it kind of goes out a little bit, but right now I'm going to just torch it first, which is what she does. And then I know the other thing, which I have always found true, is if you want to blow out on the edges, you've got to make sure that your paint is not super thin, because then your color will not blow out if the paint that you're blowing into, which is the black, is super thin. So I'm just kind of adding a line of black along these edges just to get a little extra paint there. So it's not as pretty as hers. So maybe I did my lines too close to it. You know, maybe they should have been more spread out. I'm not sure, but I'm going to blow on the edges anyway. I think I should have left more separation between the deeper and the 24 karat gold. You know, just a little bit more separation. But anyway, I'm gonna slightly tilt take it back to the center. It's still pretty, and it may change as it dries with the metallics and all. I'm not real certain. And I know what I want to do. Got my little oval palette knife thing, and I'm going to do a little petal here and here. I'm going to experiment first before I do any or all of the corners. So I'm going to put the deeper and then the 24 karat gold on top. That's really too much paint. I don't need that much. Let me go back to my sticks. So I'm going to leave this just the way it is, and I'm going to oops, and I dribble right across the canvas. I thought I had it wiped off. I was trying to make it kind of look like leaves, but I put too much paint down, I know that. So we're going to do this again. We'll try it here in this corner. Kind of cool outside today, and the breeze is coming in the window. It feels really good, because the other couple of days it was close to 85 or 90. It was too warm yet. I'm not ready for summer. It looks a little better. And then I'll just drag my palette knife oval back into it. It just gives it a little bit more something. And there's a blank spot there. I need something magical to happen there because it's lacking. And you know, if you have a shape that you don't care for, you can always, you know, take a like a skewer or a stick and, you know, break up the shape a little bit to make it look more like, you know, the rest of the stuff going on that's more like cell patterns. You can always, you know, drag that black into it and break it down so that it makes a little bit more sense. Like I want to put a little black right there. So use your tools to your advantage. This is where I wish I could pull out my balloon roll like Heather Mader and just do some magic with some balloon rolls, but I'm just not good like that. So I'm using a really super light touch, just kind of skimming the surface. And then bring it in. You know, if you need to do it a couple of times, you can. This is a blooper video. What you think? Okay, let's get a clean piece since I dropped that one. Not too bad for the first time that I've done this, in like probably a year or more that I tried this technique, and it just did not work. I did it with colors and it was just not a good experience. So that's why I really have not attempted it much at all since then. I'm just trying to break it down, make it look more like cells. Let's see. I think I can live with this. I'm going to try. I can tell by the way the paint is moving that I heated it too long and it did something to the surface of the paint. So beware of doing that. If you touch your flame to your paint, it is going to cook it. Okay? So I don't think I ruined it, but I can just tell. I can tell right there that it's just like a chunk or something. I should have just let it be. But anyway, okay. So that was my first attempt at Sandra Bader's technique. She's the bomb, and Fiona are so good at the dip technique, making the flowers. So I may have to try this one more time because I have enough paint to do it again. So I'll bring it up to you. Okay, So this time I tried to spread it out a little further in the rings, and I put the white down with the stick, the pearl. I added a little bit more of the Arteza pearl to it, and I actually put a little bit of Artist Loft iridescent medium just for the fun of it, to make it a little thicker and heavier. I don't know if that'll make any difference. Probably won't. These gloves are a little bit bigger than I'm used to. I like for my gloves to fit skin tight. It has a little different feel to it, a little bit. So I hope that's a good thing, I don't know. I'm going to use my heat gun instead of the torch. Let me see if that works any better. Now I'm going to torch it and see if anything else happens with the extra flame, just out of curiosity. I can't say it really does anything different. Pretty bland looking on the outskirts for sure. Okay, I can't say it's too terribly different from the other one, but you know, it is without the leaves in the corners. So I think I can live with it. I have a license plate cover. There's one side that's got a little more texture and one side that's smooth. But the one thing I'm going to do for sure is put tape in the holes. This just keeps my paint from pouring through the holes. I've got some paint to use up, and I just want to play. Why not? So this probably would take 2 to 3 ounces. I might do 1, I might do 2, you never know. I'll tape another one just to be on the safe side. Don't have to worry about sides because it's totally flat. I can leave it the way it is when it's done. I could put a word on it. There's so many things you can do. I can resin it later if somebody wanted to actually use it outside. So, Etsy, I think I got them on Etsy. I got one glove left of another brand. I'm going to put it on and finish up this one glove from another box. So we're painting this side. And all I need is probably 3 ounces of paint at the most to do this whole thing. Or I can do 2 of these and layer them. I might do that. So I don't want cells really. So I have not added any silicone or OGX, which I typically do. And I need white. So let me find some white that I can use. I got Rick Cheadle's. I got a set of his pre-mixed counterculture. Well, I'm going to use the pearl, but I think I still want white too. So I'm going to do a little down the side. I need to mix that more. It's not all mixed up. you scoop it with the palette knife, you can kind of keep some lines. That's pretty cool right there. And I dripped on, I knew I'd do that onto the canvas, so I'm just going to stick my finger in, and I love the colors, so I'm going to do two. Pieces. I broke up that lighter area just a little bit. They're both really cool though. I'll try to zoom out so you can see. Fix my drip on the canvas. The beauty of this Lowly Leaf or Love Life mat is the paint will peel off or wash off really easily. So it's perfect, and you might have some beautiful drips that dry on it. So that's the beauty of that particular jumbo mat. Alright, so I'm going to show you the whole table. Zoom out a bit so you can see there's the 12 by 12 and here's the two license plates. Really cool. I mean, I could even, this has a lot of dark, I could even get under here and trickle just a little funky line. I was trying to find some that had some white in it. So here's this one versus the other one. By spreading the lines out a little bit, you've got a little bit more separation, but this one has more cell action going on. Interesting. You can see, because I went further with the lines being separated, it is more expanded. So just a little difference there. So I hope that you learned something today. You see my resin off to the side. I don't want to get dirty fingers on it, but I just did a resin rose and added metallic gold. It's got all kinds of sparkles and shimmers. It's really pretty. And a coaster. Just one. But it's got gold leaf, gold on the sides, and it looks totally different on this side. So I'm learning to play with resin and having a blast doing it. So it's a pain in the butt to work with, but I love the results. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Share it with your friends. And if you want to get notifications when I post new videos, just click on the bell in the bottom right so you will get notified. And check out all the links below the video. I'll try to provide links for some of the things I used in this video so you can just find them really easily. So I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.